So hi everyone. This is our first day of Business Bootcamp 2021 to 2022. My name is Tanisha and I'm going to be the Business Vice President for the upcoming year. And I will also let the rest of the leaders introduce themselves. Just so you guys know, we did have an in-person intro session on Friday. And if you guys weren't able to make it, we just had a couple of bonding exercises and gave people a quick introduction to business. But this boot camp is also going to give you all the background information you need to be on the business team, and will also give you some real direct experience with it. So leaders, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, we'll start with awards.
Hi guys, my name is Sri Bendi, and I'm the awards lead and the sponsorship lead. And the awards assistant is Alan. Alan, are you here? Or actually, no, it's Ruchir. Ruchir will be joining in like 5 minutes. Alan is the sponsorship assistant lead. Alan?
Hey guys, I'm assistant sponsorship lead. I'll be a sophomore next year.
All right, moving on to marketing.
Hey guys, I'm Akash and I'll be the marketing lead this year, and I'll also be a junior. Shreya is our assistant marketing lead. You want to introduce yourself, Shreya?
Yeah, my name is Shreya. I'm the assistant marketing lead and I'll be a junior at Athens.
All right, so website, do you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves? Is Ethan here? Ethan or Arno?
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm the website lead for this year. Arnav is the other lead, but I don't think he's here right now, so.
All right, no problem. And song?
Well, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
Alright, it's kind of hard to see if I'm muted or not when screen sharing, but hello everyone, I'm the digital media lead. I don't know if you remember how I look like, but I can't really turn on my camera right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be a senior next year too.
Yeah.
Tanisha, Arnav is working in my basement now on the robot, so.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he let me know about that, so it's not a problem. Anyway, so we can just go ahead and dive right into business. I know that a lot of you guys are interested in joining both business and engineering, so hopefully you'll continue to stay on this path. Know that there are going to be multiple opportunities and projects for you guys to be involved in both the facets of our team. And our initial goal here is to introduce you to the FIRST program and STEAM. Just to give you a little bit of information about what we're going to be doing in this session is we're going to start off by introducing, like I said, FIRST and STEAM, and then we'll introduce the subgroups individually. So today we'll be starting off with awards. So Shri, Akash, and you guys take it away.
Yeah. So guys, welcome. So let's get into the presentation. So basically, we're gonna start off with talking about STEAM and FIRST. So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard the acronym STEM before, and STEAM is basically just STEM, but you add the art in it. So it starts off with science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So for those of you who don't know, STEAM education is basically like another learning method that uses these 5 components to teach students and guide them into this kind of field. And basically the first program, this is the main idea of the first program. STEAM is very big in the first program, and the workforce needs STEAM leaders to continue, especially in this century. So the main goal of FIRST is to create future STEAM leaders. We can go to the next slide, Song. So more about FIRST Robotics. FIRST stands for Further Inspiration and Recognition of Science Technology. Make sure you know it's for the inspiration and recognition, because most people think it's for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. That's a common mistake. But yeah, more about its history. It was founded by Dean Kamen in 1989, and it's currently serving over like 300,000 people, and it's over 60 different countries. And that's how you guys know what the program we're competing in right now. Yeah, so the mission of FIRST basically is, like I said before, to inspire people to become STEAM leaders and innovators It's also to engage them in the exciting programs we all know, which is encompasses all of elementary to high school, and they just really build on your technology and engineering skills. Yeah. They also build business skills, self-confidence, communication, and you learn a lot from going to competitions, presenting, and that's just the main goal first. It encompasses everything, not only engineering, but it covers these business concepts too. All right, so talking more about the structure first. So, the first thing would be FLL, which is elementary school. And for elementary school, these kids start off in FLL Discover, which is pre-K to first grade, and then the second one is Explore, which is second to fourth grade, and Challenge, which is fourth to eighth grade. And this was changed recently. They only used to have Junior FLL and FLL, but they recently split it up into 3 different sections. So I'll just describe a little bit about these. FLL Discover is basically, it's only pre-K to first grade, so they'll only be using Lego Duplo blocks, and they'll be doing like small hands-on activities. Explore basically is where they start to do real kind of like small programming, and they learn to design. They explore like kind of world problems. They create presentations, and they still use Lego bricks though. And then the final one, first Lego League Challenge, is very is a lot more deep than these other two because they engage in research, they engage in problem solving, and even more I guess deep coding. And this time they actually create a Lego robot, and they compete in it with other teams. So the second level would be FTC, which is middle school, and for this, kids will build their own robot using Java programming or whatever program they want. It's not like the simple programming that was in FLL, and they just apply their STEM and engineering skills to program the robot, and they complete in alliance format this time compared to FLL. And then the final level would be FRC, which is high school, and the one we're competing in right now. So for FRC stands for First Robotics Competition, and the first robotics competition, basically it's a 6 weeks robotics competition for high school students, and where we compete, and Michigan has different rules compared to maybe other states. There's 4,000 plus 4,000 plus international teams that compete annually, and FRC in Michigan is the largest state for FRC teams. Troy has around 3 teams, which are the Hammerheads, Benzene Bots, and Argonauts. Talking more about the competition structure and how you rank up. So we start off with district events. This could be like our St. Joseph event where we competed last year, or the Troy district event. And once you compete in that and say you win your robot or you get chairmans, you would advance to the Michigan State Championship. This is the state level competition, and from there, there's only one more left, which is a world championship where you can qualify through robot or chairmans too. And Sri will talk more about how you can advance the competition through chairmans. And now we'll talk about Team 226. Sri.
Yep. So, as Akash said, Team 226 has like a long history. We've been a team for this will be our 23rd season, and we'll actually talk more about like our history and our accomplishments and all this stuff in today's general meeting. So I'll just like skim through this quickly. But basically, we started in 1999 from Troy High School, and since then we've expanded to 3 high schools. So in that first like 10-15 years, we expanded to IA East and also Athens High School. And recently, both IA East and Athens High School have formed their own FRC teams. So now we're primarily, our large majority of our members are focused in Troy High School. Athens High School has the Argonauts, and IA East has the Benzene Bots FRC team. And in order to increase the number of robotics teams we have and the number of people that are involved in robotics, we've helped create TYR in 2015 so that we can have members from our team and mentors from around Michigan helping us create FLL, FTC, FRC, and also VEX teams in the city of Troy. Next slide. So once again, just to quickly recap, some of our accomplishments include winning chairmans. So we've won chairmans at the district level, at the Troy level for the past 5 years, but we've also won at Michigan State Championship for the last 3 years. And I'll talk more about what chairmans is and why it's so important later in the presentation when we get to awards. But really, it's just, as we've mentioned before, it's really just given to like a model team in FIRST. And so our goal is to just continue working on getting chairmans in future years. And we've also won the Safety Award at the district level and the Engineering Inspiration Award, which I'll talk about more later as well. And in terms of engineering and how we do at competitions, so aside from just applying to awards, we've also won awards through our robot. And so we won the district championship at St. Joseph in 2020, and we won our Infinite Recharge at Home. We were the winner in our group for that. And also, many of our students have won Dean's List in the past, which I'll talk more about. But instead, FIRST not only has like team awards, but it also has individual awards. So Dean's List is one of those. Next slide. All right. Most of you guys will be familiar with this as we go on throughout the season, so I won't spend too much time on this. But really, our team is composed of the president and then two main groups, business and engineering. As you guys know, business is really one large sub-team. We have subcategories for each of the different aspects of business, but we really stick together. And so if you're on the business team, you'll be doing stuff from all four different groups: award, sponsorship, marketing, digital media, website, all of it. And then engineering obviously has the three main subgroups: programming, fabrication, and design. All right, so here's our mission and vision. Basically, I'm not going to read this whole thing out. We'll talk more about this at the general meeting. But basically, what we strive to do is just create a culture in our team that essentially fosters like diversity, fosters leadership and service, make sure that everyone on our team is ready to step inside the professional field and be STEM leaders and do outreach and advocacy and just work on their skills, whether that's engineering, whether that's business, whether that's leadership. And so we basically just strive to prepare you guys for your professions in the future. Next slide. All right, so now we're going to talk more specifically about business and what business is. So on the business team, we have four primary goals. So our first primary goal is to raise funds for the team and manage the team budget. So when you think of business, you probably think of financials. And so that's basically what our first goal is. It's to balance the budget. We try our best to get sponsorships, to get grants, to have host fundraisers at our school and in our community so that we can get money so we can afford all the expenses that we have throughout the year, whether that's for events, whether that's for our robot, and all the different things that we do. Our second thing is to make a positive impact in our community. So we do this through our outreach events, like the Troy Traffic Jam. This past month, we've gone to the Troy Traffic Jam. We even do community betterment events. So like we just cleaned up our DeQuinter Road in Long Lake, which a lot of you guys came to as well. And then we also do STEAM initiatives, so stuff like TYR or the Diversity and Inclusion Grant, where we're trying to give out STEAM kits to schools in Detroit. So those are some STEAM initiatives that we do. And so basically all these different things, and this is primarily what the marketing sub-team works on, these things are just to spur up a positive impact in our community. Next up, we have win FRC Awards. And this isn't really a goal. This is mostly just a byproduct of all the other things that we do. But we always have that in the back of our mind, which is all of our everything that we do, we want to frame it in a way so that we can win further awards and qualify for further levels of competition in FRC, in the grand scheme of things. So like chairmans, as I mentioned before, if you win chairmans at districts, for example, then you can qualify for the state level. Or if you win it at states, you can qualify for worlds. And winning these awards not only helps us qualify for further levels of competition, but it also improves our team's reputation and it allows us to grow even further. And finally, we have market what we've accomplished. So this ties into what I just mentioned through our 226 website, through our chairman's video, through our Team Flickr, our social media. We market all the things that we do, whether that's on the robot side or whether that's all the community events that we do. And we just, we basically market everything that we do on the business side of the team. Next slide. And once again, this is our business structure. We've already introduced ourselves. Tanisha is the BVP, and then all of us are leaders of our individual sub-teams. All right, so now we're going to talk about specific awards. So as Tanisha mentioned earlier, each day of the bootcamp, we'll be talking about a different sub-team. Today, we'll go over awards, tomorrow over marketing, Wednesday, sponsorship, and then to end it off on Thursday, we'll go over website and digital media. So today with awards, here are the main FRC awards. So to start off, we have chairmans, and I'll go more in depth about these as we go on through the presentation, but it basically just represents a model team. So chairmans is given to the team that has provided a positive impact to their community. They do events, they do initiatives in their community to help out their community. They help create STEM professionals for the future. They help create leaders. They train other teams. So chairmans is just given to the team that does it all, basically. Engineering inspiration is given to the team that advances appreciation for engineering. So engineering appreciation is really more, it's a lot of people think it's like how good is your robot or how creative is your robot, but it has more to do with how we use our robot to spur up interest for engineering in our community. So whether that's going to outreach events and showing off our robot and telling people about FIRST and FRC to get them to start events, or whether that's in our school helping create a curriculum for engineering classes in our school. So basically, how do we just advance appreciation and interest for engineering? Next up, we have entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, to dumb it down, is basically given to the team that has a great business plan. So how do they prepare for the future? How do they assess the risks and opportunities that that the team has regarding the business side of the team? How do we ensure that we'll maintain and retain our sponsors? How do we ensure that we'll maintain the costs of what we do? So that's given to the team that has the best business plan, great entrepreneurial spirit, and just knows what they're doing regarding finances. And then we have safety and imagery. So safety is given to the team that practices safety fundamentals and uses innovative ideas for protection. So something that we do on the team, for example, is we have mandatory tests for safety and we have presentations for safety team-wide so that everyone on our team knows what to do if something happens at a competition or an event. And then imagery is given to the team that has attractive branding standards, visual aesthetic, has a great looking robot, etc., etc. And then I'll talk more about Dean's List and Woody Flowers as we go on. The next slide. All right, Rashir will talk about entrepreneurship.
So entrepreneurship celebrates the entrepreneurial spirit and recognizes a team which has developed a comprehensive business plan in order to define, manage, and achieve the team's ongoing objectives. So our business plan includes our team history and our growth, and our risk analysis, which is how we prepare for the future, our financials, our RES model, which is risk efficiency and solvency, and then our balance sheet.
All right. So now we'll talk about safety. So safety celebrates the team that progresses beyond safety fundamentals. So every team pretty much teaches their students how to be safe at competitions, what to do if there's an injury, or what to do if someone has a cut, or what to do if there's a fire, etc., etc. But the team that goes the extra mile, the team that makes sure everyone knows what to do, the team that creates safety documentation, that's the team that earns the safety award. And so what we do for safety is, as I mentioned, we have our safety document. We have mandatory tests. Later this week, there'll be a safety general presentation so that all of you guys will know about this stuff. Even specific subgroups have specific safety standards like fabrication. We'll need to know the safety guidelines regarding specific equipment. And then we also have our head coach, Mr. Tu, who is literally a doctor. So that's always a plus. And so the safety award is something that we submit with the safety captains. It's not necessarily something that's fully business, but we work with the safety captains in creating documentation and applying for these awards.
So the Engineering Inspiration Award is focused more on the robot, and it celebrates outstanding success in advancing respect and appreciation for engineering within a team, school, organization, and community. So the team consists of 5 individuals that present to a panel of judges on the team's engineering-relating impact, and it focuses more on the robot than our outreach and service.
Right. All right, so now we'll talk a bit about Chairman. So once again, Chairman's is really the primary award. So a lot of the things that we do on the business team, whether that's attending outreach events or documentation or everything, all of that will be included when we submit for Chairman's. And so Chairman's, I've already mentioned all this. It's given to the model team. It's given to a team that has sustained excellence for a long time. So it's not just about having one good season. It's about measuring sustenance in your community. It's about having a long-term impact on your team and in your community. And it's not just about the robot. It's about how we use our robot so that we can spur up interest for robotics and spur up interest for community service in our community. And one important aspect of Chairman's, and this is more specifically for people who will be working on documentation and stuff, is that we can really only include items from the last 3 years. And so we've done a lot on our team in the last 20 years, but Chairman's, when we submit, we can only include our achievements in the last 3 years. So there's 3 primary components of the Chairman's Award. There's the essay, there's the presentation, and there's the video. So the essay is something that we submit before the competition even begins. And so the essay consists of an executive summary where we basically just answer a list of questions that are provided to us by FIRST. Things like what type of events do you do? Who are your primary sponsors? How do you ensure that your team can sustain for a long time, even if your leads leave? So how do you ensure that your rookies are constantly being trained? So these are all questions that FIRST gives us beforehand, and we have to answer them. And then we also, in our essay, we also write our own essay, a 10,000 character essay, where we basically talk about everything our team does to impact our community. So we talk about all of our initiatives, Girls in STEAM. We talk about all the grants and sponsorships we've won, so the Diversity and Inclusion Grant, all the sponsorships we've gotten, how we grow our sponsors and how we retain our sponsors. And then we also just categorize all the information that we have. So we include statistics, and I'll talk more about like the statistics magazine and stuff later. But we include statistics like our alumni data and our sponsorship growth, and we include demographics and how diverse our team is, and we include our goals and how we plan to sustain and grow our team. So these are all the things that we include in essay. And once we start working on, we actually have a project for you guys later today, and you will experience like reading through the different documentation and essays that we have. So next up is the chairman's presentation. The chairman's presentation is not something that we submit beforehand. We actually present this at our competition. And this chairman's presentation is given by 3 people, a chairman's team that will actually have tryouts for later in the fall. So wait for information on that. But the chairman's presentation consists of 2 parts. There's the presentation, and then there's a Q&A session. So the presentation is something that we pre-prepared. It's basically like our essay, but it has like images. It has like much more content, but it has like the primary content. So not just everything, just the main things that we want the judges to focus on. And yeah, so that's the presentation. And then there's the Q&A session. So this is similar to the executive summary, in which first we'll have their list of questions, which we won't know about. And so on the spot, impromptu, they'll ask us different questions about our team. They'll ask us a specific question about events that we do. So if they have a question about the Troy Traffic Jam, for example, then they can say, oh, Troy Traffic Jam, who attended this event and why? And so the chairman's presenters will basically have to know every single thing about our team, all of our events, all of our activities, all of our initiatives, or the organization of our team, and they have to be prepared to answer these questions. And so in our presentation, we include similar things to what we included in our essay, events, statistics, et cetera, et cetera. And then finally, we have our video. The chairman's video is not something that we submit, or well, it is something we submit, but it's not something that is judged. It does not count towards like whether we'll get the award or not. But if we do win the award, then at the competition, they'll actually play our chairman's video for all of the other different teams to see. And it's basically just a 3-minute video where we recap all the things that we do, like with video and pictures. And so if we have time, then we can show you guys that later. All right, Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, so next we'll be talking about the documentation that our team does. So the main ones are the Impact Magazine, the Business Plan, and the Statistics Magazine. And then we have the TYR, Safety and Online Promotion brochures. So we'll be going more in depth into these in the later slides.
Yeah, so now we'll talk about the Impact Magazine. And Song, you can actually click on that link. and open up the document. And we'll just like quickly go through this. Actually, just go down to the table of contents. Yeah. So the Impact Magazine, as I aptly summarized in the slide, basically covers literally everything that the business team does specifically. So it covers our history and our organization. It covers our events, our initiatives, our sponsorships, our fundraisers, how we assist other robotics teams, how we work with our partners like our school district and other clubs at our school. It talks about Troy Youth Robotics and F4 Network, the different things that we do to help other FIRST teams across the country and in our own community. And then we also talk about the competitions that we attend, how we did at the competitions we attended. And so it basically just covers everything. And our primary goal for this year is our Impact Magazine has been the similar format for the last 3 years. And so we want to change it up because the Impact Magazine is something that we give to our judges. It's a reference for them to look at because our essay just covers a small snippet of everything that we do. It's 10,000 characters, which might sound a lot, but 10,000 characters is pretty short for the year-wide things that we do. And so we provide them our Impact Magazine. So if they have specific questions about any event, then there's a whole couple paragraphs about each of those events that they can look at. And so this year, what we want to do is make it so that not only is it for the judges, but it's also for other teams. And so this big 100-page book might be boring for someone who just comes up to our table at a competition. And so we want to reformat it so it has things like trivia and fun facts and all this different stuff. And so that'll come into play when we work on our project today, which will be based on the Impact Magazine. Song, you can go back to the business plan now. And Ruchir, we'll talk about that and you can open it up.
Yeah, so our business plan consists of our team history and growth and our risk analysis. So this is where we predict and prepare for future issues and where we analyze our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it also consists of our financials, so our sponsorship growth and retention. And it has our RES model, which is our risk, effect, and solvency. And it has our balance sheet. So,
Yeah, so if you could pause there, Song. So above, yeah, right there we have a risk analysis. So I just want to go through some of these things. And like historically, the business plan is something that the BVP works on. And so this year, the BVP will be putting together a team of some freshmen and some sophomores so that you guys can work on this together. But yeah, as Ruchir mentioned, it contains basically it focuses on financials and how we're going to make sure that we're going to retain our sponsors, how we're going to make sure that if there are any risks in the future, how are we going to make sure that they won't turn into risks that negatively affect our team. And so we assess all the different problems that we might face. So our threats, our weaknesses, and we discuss how we plan on solving those threats and weaknesses. And then we also talk about like our strengths, our opportunities. If you scroll down, there's the RES model, which is risk, effect, solvency, which goes into this more in depth. We highlight all the different risks we think we're facing and the effects that they might have, and we basically try to prohibit those effects from occurring. Yeah. And we'll go.
Sorry, just moving on. I just wanted to incorporate just some trivia because we've been talking for a long time, and I think that we want to hear some of your feedback about what you've learned so far. So I'm just going to be asking you a couple of questions. Feel free to unmute and just answer the question, or put it in the chat if you're able to. Can someone confirm if you can type in the chat? Rookies, please.
Yeah, we can type in the chat.
Okay, yeah. So starting off, my first question for you guys is, can someone tell me what FIRST is? Like, what does it stand for? Just like the acronym. So feel free to unmute or put it in the chat. Yeah, thank you, Ria. That's right. It's for the inspiration and recognition of science and technology. Great job. All right, moving on to the second question. Can someone just tell me what is one of the awards that we submit? So Shri and Ruchir introduced you to a lot of the ones that we submit. If you guys can recall one of them, put it in the chat or unmute. Chairman's good. Can someone try to think of another one? Engineering inspiration, yeah. Safety. Imagery, good. There should be one more. Or a couple more, actually. All right, the rest are Woody Flowers and Dean's List and also Entrepreneurship. Yeah. So, Akash and Shri, do you guys have any questions? Or
I have a bit harder one, but I just went over this, so hopefully you remember. What does RES stand for in the RES model? I'm proud of you, Anurag. Oh, okay, cool. You have a couple.
Carrying this team.
Nice. Okay, another one. So there's 3 components of chairman's. 2 of them are count towards our assessment of whether we deserve to win the chairman's award. 1 does not. And which one is that?
Which one does not account in the judging? Good. Yeah.
Yep.
And also a little bit of a hard one. What are some of our team documentations? So things that we give to judges, things that we have in our events for the public. Magazines? What kind of magazines though, Anurag? Like what are their names? Business plan, yes. It's called, yes, Impact Magazine. And there should be one more. A couple more.
Starts with an S.
It's called the Stats Magazine. So it has all of our team statistics, like how many people we have, demographics, all that fun stuff. Well, I think we're ready to move on, unless Akash, Shri, any of you guys have any other questions.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, cool.
All right, bet. So now we'll go do the awards project. I'll put the link in the chat while Mr. 2 will be assigning the groups, right?
Do you want me to set up the breakout room now?
Yeah, just like 3 groups, and I think there's 11 people here, aside from the leads and mentors.
Okay, all right, I see. The leaders, I should just put you guys in different rooms?
Sure, actually. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So while Mr. 2 is doing that, let me explain what we're going to do now. So basically right now we're going to work on an awards project. We'll be dividing you guys into groups of 3 or 4, and each of you will be given an event. So we'll be there. We did 3 events in the months of July and so far in like the last 9 days of August. The Oakland County Fair, Adopt a Road, and Troy Traffic Jam. And so actually I'll post the link of the document in the chat here. But basically what you guys will be doing, you'll be creating a 2-page entry of the Impact Magazine. So you all just saw the Impact Magazine. The link is also in this document, so you can check it out. But basically, you'll just be essentially recapping what occurred at these events. And I know many of you did not attend these events, but there's like a quick summary of like bullet points of what happened down below in the document. But basically, you'll be talking about the name of the event, the year it started, and like why we're doing it, a description of what occurred at the event. You can include photos. I mean, I recommend you include photos from our team Flickr, and also, or actually, I don't think I'll actually just post photos somehow figure that out because I don't think they've been included in Flickr yet. But we'll figure that out. And then also just try to find some stats or quotes regarding that. So like if you guys can ask us if you have any questions about like what happened in the event or any stats about it. So and each of us the leads will be in each of the breakout rooms so we can help you with that.
Okay, just real quick, John, through here. Is there a Ansho Shinoy?
Yep.
I'm not able to assign you to a breakout room because it says you're using a version not compatible with breakout rooms. Are you using a web or what are you using?
I'm using the app.
Using the app?
Yeah.
The desktop app?
Yeah.
Okay, on what device?
Windows.
Okay. Have you recently updated that app? Because it just says you're using a version of Teams that doesn't support breakout rooms.
Should I leave and try to update it?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that? In the meantime, I'm going to start the breakout room. And leaders, if you're not in the right breakout room, I just randomly assign you. If you're not in the right breakout room, just Slack me. Okay.